My dad was a community organizer. I didn't know that's what he was called. I just knew he did a lot of work with community cleanup, with the school system as PTA president for all of our schools. He was the neighborhood association president. He was the community president. So that means that every election, my family participated in GOTV and turned out the vote. And so I remember my dad had this big white 1979 Ford pickup, and there were six of us, six kids he had. But he was also the dad to every other kid in the neighborhood who didn't have a dad. And he would drive this pickup truck, load all the kids onto the back of the truck, and give us sample ballots and sample books that had how to vote. And the kids would pass them out throughout the neighborhood, and he'll award them with a trip to Showbiz Pizza. And at the time I remember the earliest times when I wanted to go and knock doors with them, I used to have to sit in the camper with my mom and the dad in the front because I was too little. And the big kids were really fast and they didn't want to manage me. So I'm about 3 years old at this point. And I used to ask if I can go, and he would say, no, you can't go. And I say, I really want to go, and I want to go with the big kids. He was like, you can't go until you learn how to say go vote by yourself. And then you have to be able to hold all of your materials by yourself. No one is going to hold your hand, and no one is going to carry your ballot. And I finally got him to let me get on the back of the truck with my ballots. And I remember the sample ballots, and I remember getting off the truck and my short legs running down the street, and I got like this stack of papers like spilling over in my arms, trying to keep them together, and we would roll them up and stick them in the door. And so I've been organizing since I was 3 years old. Community cleanups, painting old people's homes. I remember being 12 years old, advocating in our neighborhood for a new bus. A bus system that would take us from our neighborhood to our to our schools, because we didn't have school transportation, and a lot of kids were getting injured crossing the railroad tracks that led through our neighborhood to our schools. And so my dad started a campaign to get school buses to run from our neighborhood to our school. I remember going to the Board of Education and the city council talking in front of them, telling them why we needed a bus to take us to school. I mean, my dad had us organizing as long as I can remember. It was a way of life. So when I found out after graduating from undergrad that there was a career in labor for me as an organizer, I felt duped. I'm like, I've been doing this all my life and people get paid to do this and they get paid well. I was like, oh, sign me up. And that's why I've given the last 22 professional years of my life to labor and organizing. But the truth is, I have a lifetime of organizing experience behind me that I want to continue to grow, but also instill in my children.